Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayleigh. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow is the autumn equinox, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, the spring equinox. And I have a reading for today. So using my Elder Futhark runes. Also, if you would like your own handmade leather bag like this, hit me up. I have a couple made already, waiting to go to a new home, and in the process of making several more. So let's see what we have for the collective for today. These three. Ah, sweet. Oh, wow, okay. Alright. So. This is Algiz. It represents life. The tree of life represents elk, sedge grass, and protection. This is like a divine protection. Algiz asks us to keep space about us, and that is what will bring us that said protection. Could also represent the yew tree or yew bow. To some, it looks like a hand in a stop kind of configuration. The middle rune here, this is Awaz, or Ewaz. I mix up the pronunciation of those two. But anyway, this also represents a yew bow. This is a more active form of protection, where we take defensive and avertive actions in order to keep ourselves safe. Being that it represents a yew bow or a yew staff, it is a very, very protective rune and really excellent to carve into things, or carve into things for your protection or family's protection or what have you. And then this last one that I pulled, this is my blank stone, and it represents the presence of the divine, All-Father, universe, the sun, God, Allah, Vishnu, Burma, Creator, whatever name it is that you use. This represents their presence. And in the nothingness, it is pregnant with potential. So the subtle message here is to not fear the nothingness, because ultimately at the end we all go back into the nothingness. But that doesn't mean that it's emptiness. And this is the potential for so much beauty that it can't even be described. It is the potential for untold miracles and spiritual expansion and spiritual growth. It is the promise that if you have faith and trust and leap into the void, that you will be held, you will be protected, and you will be brought to the next phase, the next world. This is a very, very, very strong message of have faith, keep your relationship with the divine strong, especially today, especially during this time, and leap into the void. Don't be afraid of it. And for today, I brought up my Druidcraft Tarot. Oh yes, that's right. Another thing I want to mention with this rune in particular being in the middle, this rune also represents the vertical growth that is possible for any one individual and for humanity as a whole. This is a collective reading, so this does pertain to the collective, but we're all part of the whole, aren't we? Anyway, this talks about the ability to traverse between the multiverse, to travel to different realms, to astral project, to go from Midgard to Asgard, or Niflheim, or Vanaheim, or wherever it is that you want to go. Whatever names you want to use for those universes, right? So there's a very, very, very strong message of spiritual growth, expansion, and overall protection. So I've already shuffled these. Just kind of want to like maybe split it. Just like split like that. And then we'll see what we got. Oh! Seven of Cups. Interesting. Perhaps some of you are caught up in an illusion of sorts, and you're not trusting. Oh, that is actually quite potent. Yes. So, with the Seven of Cups coming out, I want to focus on that. There we go. With the Seven of Cups coming out after such a beautiful reading like that, protection, avertive defensive action, leap of faith, this is really pointing to the fact that you can't control every outcome, and you must have faith that the choice that you make is the right decision, and that any toxicity that you're holding on to, anything of the lower, more, the lower vibration of Scorpio, because this is Venus and Scorpio, anything where you're holding on to things that aren't good for you, or you're falling back into addictive patterns, or you're staying fixated on one thing, one person, anything like that. This is a nice little message to remind you to try to let go, and don't be afraid of the outcome of letting go, because you're protected. I want to pull one more. And the High Priest. This is the card for the Hierophant in this deck. This is the Major Arcana card for Taurus. As you can see, he's got a lot of cow themes going on here. This is the more masculine archetype of that spiritual leader. So this, to me, would be pointing to the fact that, A, if you keep with your spiritual or religious practices, and you continue to devote yourself to them and keep your faith, you'll have a lot better of a time dealing with whatever may come across your path. It's also like, it does point to perhaps some desires for more traditional or for whatever reason I want to say familial, like family traditions, not just like religious traditions, but like family traditions. It could point to that, but ultimately the High Priest or the Hierophant receives downloads directly from the sun, directly from source, directly from the universe, and they don't need guidance from the outside. They don't need to constantly be asking for the answers, or for what's the word I want to use? Just guidance. They don't need guidance from the outside. They don't need to consult other people. They already know inside themselves. They know that they know. So I feel like how this ties to the Seven of Cups in particular, if you're asking a bunch of different opinions from other people, or you're jumping between different options or what have you, ultimately, you already know the answer. You already know which direction you need to go in, and you need to follow that inner guidance, because that inner guidance is what is keeping you protected. That inner guidance is what is going to guide this vertical growth and how ultimately you protect yourself, and that inner guidance is telling you to trust. There you have it. That's a powerful message. I love it. All right, lovely people, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine. The sun moves into Libra tomorrow. The moon is in Scorpio for part of the day today, so there definitely could be some secrets. Could be some secrets coming out. Some things that maybe might help you narrow your choices. But ultimately, trust your intuition. All right, trust your intuition. Have a good day.